Alright YouTube, welcome back to the channel. Today I am bringing you my Spellbook deck profile, but before we get into it, I just want to say a massive thank you to all my subscribers because we have finally reached 300 subscribers. So now we are moving on to the next landmark of trying to get 400 subscribers, and then evidently all the way up to 1,000. That is my main goal, and then from there on we'll see how far we can get. So I'm just bringing this profile. I've been playing this for over a month now. I'm so excited to bring this to you. I've had to make one proxy, and it's probably not the card that you think would need to proxy. We have to make do with what we've got in this current climate. So I'll just dive right into this deck profile. So the main man of the deck is Spellbook Magician of Prophecy, and this is the card I had to proxy. I could not find a third copy, and I've just not had the time to look it out. He searches out your entire Spellbook engine. The only downside is he does take up your normal summon. I wish there was a card that we could special summon them straight from the deck, or a way to special summon them. Now we'll move on to more newer cards. We've got Riola, the Magistus Fairy. She's basically a one card Crowley, the Spellbook Link monster. If you don't know what she does, is when she's normal summoned, you can add a Magistus spell or trap, and you're going to search out your Magistus Vitra. So what you do is you normal summon her, search out the Vitra, link away into the link one, use this to bring her back, and then that's you got your two spellcasters to be able to go into Crowley. So she does really help the deck, especially if you're wanting access to an extra spellbook card for be discarded off knowledge or something like that, because you always want to have a link monster on the field at all times for another part of the engine. And then we play one wee piece of combo extender and another part of the draw engine in this deck. So Magician Souls, not budget in any way, shape or form, but I would probably advise in maybe a month, maybe two, to try and shift these, because I feel like these are going to get reprinted in the next Legendary Duelist set. We just got Legendary Duelist 2, and I feel like these are going to get a secret rare bump, and the price is just going to plummet because they're quite expensive right now. He's one of the main combo pieces that I'll show you at the end for the video, and I really do like him. He's just a really good extender, and he's a free summon. Then we play a more meta relevant engine into the deck, and we play two Ecclesia, two Fleur de Lis, and finally the return of Dogmatica Maximus. Maximus in this deck is actually really good. We don't really bother about our extra deck, bar a couple of cards. And yeah, people are not putting cards to out him, because recently when he first came out, everyone was playing Cyber Dragon in Novus and Invoked Mechaba just to out him and get rid of other cards and Tiss and stuff. There's still in Tiss floating about because people are main punishment, and it's more of a trap based format, but with ways to out there and Tiss and stuff like that. Really, I'm enjoying playing Max again. And Fleur de Lis and Ecclesia really don't need to explain because everyone knows what it is. Another spellcaster engine is the Shadow engine. So we are playing Shadow Dragon. Now you can normal summon, go into the link one, and get a pop as well. So he does facilitate a lot of things. Hand trap lineup, we play two Ash Blossom and two Skullmeister. So Skullmeister is the card that I was talking about that will negate the Intis pop. Skullmeister's really good this format. It was between this and Bella, and I felt like Skullmeister just has a wider range of things, and because we are sending off a Max, I just felt like he was so much better than what Bella would be. Feel free to swap the Ash Blossoms out for the Bella, just depending on your meta or whatever you're testing out online. I would probably side deck it, if I'm being honest, but I think this is just fine having these. Now on to the spells. We play 3 Spellbook of Secrets. Searches out your entire Spellbook engine. You cannot play less than 3 in a Spellbook deck. That's sacrilege if you do that. Then we'll move on to Spellbook Knowledge. So this is the main draw card of the deck. We search it out. If we open it, then we dump the Spellbook cards that are really dead and to help facilitate having Max live, so we can get the non-target and banish. And also it's just more resources that we can get to hopefully draw into our Dogmatic engine. Now onto the one-offs, we play the one Spellbook Master. So every spellbook player will know that we go prophecy, secrets, search out master, master reveal another card that was in the hand, and then search out potentially the Fae or whatever other card that you need. It just helps get more spellbooks into the graveyard, and he's just such a good card. And you need to know that you can copy knowledge after you use knowledge. It says you can only use one copy of knowledge per turn. Because it's a different name, you can reuse it. So just anyone that's want to just pick up spellbooks and don't actually know what they do, you can reuse this and get basically 4 cards in hand. Now, one of the best cards is actually Spellbook of Life. So this is part of the combo that I was wanting to tell you about, and I'll show you at the end. It really does come up so often, and it's one of my favourite cards just to search out, and I'll just go through that at the very end. Now we play the one Wisdom. Wisdom actually comes up quite a lot just because people are playing things like Lightning Storm, people are playing Infinite Impermanence stuff. I think Infinite Impermanence is starting to lose a wee bit of traction right now because Skullmeister and Bella is really starting to ramp up. It's the same with Nibiru. Nibiru's kind of dropping off the map now. It does help keep a wee bit of board presence, some cards onto the field, and yeah, it really does come up quite more than you would actually think. Then finally, 2 Spellbook of Fates. So Fate is if you have 1 spell card in the graveyard and you control a spellcaster, you can flip this up as a quick play. You can return a spell or trap on the field to the hand. You can change it's if you've got 2 spell cards in the graveyard, it's a Book of Moon. If you have 3, it's a non-target and banish. So this is an out to Dragoon, and the fact it's a quick play really means that if you can bait it out and you've got this in hand, quick play it, then that's sure you've got rid of a Dragoon. So this is a really good out for Dragoon. And then we play the 1 Eternity. So Eternity, when you banish things off of your Spellbook of Fate, it means that you can just regain resources, get a Spellbook of Secrets, and then just go through the whole rigmarole again. Then we'll play 3 copies and a Dear Servant. Doesn't really need explained, gets you Ecclesia, it helps you regain your resources from the graveyard as well. It cannot get punishment, so that's the only downside to Nadir 7, but apart from that there is absolutely no downside. Then we play the 1 Magistus Vertu. I've already told you about this card. Now I play the 1 Harpy's Feather Duster. So as I was saying about the Shadow Dragon, I was playing the Cosmic Cyclones. Harpy's Feather Duster is free, it destroys the entire back row, so why would you not play this over a Cyclone? You know, the only good thing about the Cyclone is the fact it's a banish and it's a quick play as well, so you can use it on your opponent's end phase and stuff, but it does come up a little bit more. Then we play 1 Call by the Grave. So we don't want to get ashed, we don't want to get effect failored and stuff, but Call by the Grave is also an offensive card, so we can set it, and if your opponent's playing Outrage and stuff like that, you can banish the Golden Lord that they send when they send one of your cards to the graveyard, or whatever way it's actually going. It really does come up quite a lot, and also you can banish the Ben 10 if you're playing Drytrons. For the trap lineup, we play 1 Shadow Schism. Doesn't really need explained, everyone knows what Schism does. And then we've got 2 Dogmatic of Punishment. We like to draw it, we like to search it, and it's a double pop, so it's more interruptions. Onto the extra deck. For the linked ones, we play 1 Salamangreat Almirage and 1 Artemis, the Magistus Moon Maiden. So we play the Artemis for the very combo. It's basically all your spellcasters can go into this, so it does come up quite often. Almirage is just the exact same. You can just if you have the second copy of Moon Maiden, then I'll play a second copy of Moon Maiden. If I'm being 100% honest, at the current climate, I could only get the 1. And annoyingly, as is, it's holding another deck profile back, but she is so good and underrated, just for the fact that she's a Link 1 spellcaster. Then we play 2 Crowley, or the first of the Prophecy. So this card searches out all your spellbook cards. He's really good. You don't really use the second summon effect. We play the 1 Celine. We absolutely smash through spell cards, so her totem count can go absolutely sky high, and she's just basically there for it to get into our Towers monster. So I want to say a wee shout out to my mate Martin Rowie. So we were discussing this because he loves spellbooks as well, and he's been playing it a lot longer than I have, plus he's got max ready. So we are playing Avramax because we thought we'll have our Towers, because I always want to play Access Code Talker because we can build up, obviously if we've got the Link 1, We've got Crowley, we've got Celine, so that's 3 pops off an access code talker. But we thought with the back row and stuff, maybe having a Towers monster is a better out than having the access code talker, and plus you can just impel the access code talker and stuff. So that I lost that battle, and to be honest, the deck's a lot better for it. Now, one option that I chose was the Blackluster Soldier of Chaos. So this card is fucking stupidly expensive, right? Excuse my language, but it's fucking stupidly expensive. The same as the Dragma engine, but this card is amazing against Floodgate decks. It's non-targeting, you get a banish, you can attack twice, and it gains attack. It's a really, really good card, especially against like things like Autogeist and Guru and stuff. It's annoying to deal with, and plus we don't have a warrior in the graveyard, so it can't be sent off of Ice Dragon's Prison, so it's super good. Next, we play the 1 Omega. We're not playing like Gammas and stuff, that's maybe more of a side deck card. But I just felt like I wanted a way to recur some resources. If we have the Eternity in the graveyard, we don't actually have a way of regaining Eternity. So if we have Omega, we can shuffle the Eternity back, and it means that we have more resources, more way to get like back into our secrets, or more fates, because we might have fates banished for whatever reason, be it Cosmic Cyclone, or we got to use the second one and banish the first one and stuff. So I just feel like Omega just gives us more options in the grind game. Fusions, we play the 1 Titaniclide Ash Dragon just to help us search out the Flow Release in the end phase. That's generally all he is there for. Shadow cards, we play the 1 Aqualone, the 1 Construct, so put them side by side, and also 2 Winder. I felt like having 2 Winder was really good because we can dump the Winder if we need to, right? If Apclone and our hand's really good, so if we dump the Apclone and we've got the Skirmish to hand, I felt like, so because some people want to dump the Construct ahead of the Winder, but I felt like dumping a Winder means that we've still got the option of using a Construct, because Construct can out a lot of extra deck cards, which Winder obviously can, but Winder will stop them from getting into it. So primarily Winder is the target, but Construct's just another option, especially when we've got a Schism, and Schism can be quite dead if you've got double Winder left in the extra deck, or 1 Winder left in the extra deck, and a Construct in the graveyard, because obviously we've got more targets for the Construct than we do for the Winder. We could probably bump up the Construct and decrease our Winder, but I just feel like having a second Winder for the grind game ahead of a Construct might be a wee bit better. It just depends on the matchup and what you choose to do in that certain scenario. And then finally, we have 2 Intis. So I was thinking about playing Bosso Skull Knight, Skull King, but I just felt like he was just way too slow or what, and Intis is just instant, so that's really what we want to do. And plus you can pop back row, and if we're using the punishment, we need to target a face up monster, and with Intis you can target any card on the field and pop it. That's basically the reason why we're playing double Intis. So I'm going to show you this wee combo that I want to show you. Alright everyone, so this is the combo tutorial that I was going to tell you about. All we need is Spellbook, Magician of Prophecy, Magician Souls, and then obviously we'll have 3 blank cards if we're going first. And also you're going to need a trusted dice. First things first, normal summon the Spellbook, Magician of Prophecy, add in the secrets, activate the secrets to search out our masters. Then we're going to use Souls Effect. We're going to dump a Dogmatica Maximus. I'm going to send this, try and get the grave in. And then what we can do is we can either use Souls Effect to get extra draws and get rid of some bricks. We want to link the Magician Prophecy into the Artemis. Then we're going to link these 2 away into the Crowley. We're going to use Crowley's effect. My favourite ones to try and search out is Spellbook of Fate, Wisdom, and Life. Right, so it doesn't matter, so we'll just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And it's a 3, so we're getting the Wisdom, so obviously the worst one of the bunch, but it doesn't really matter because what we do is we activate Wisdom, reveal the Wisdom. We're going to copy the Spellbook of Secrets, and we're going to add Spellbook of Life. Then we're going to activate the Spellbook of Life, banish the Prophecies. We're going to bring out Maximus, right? So this stays equipped. Maximus's effect, sending Apollon and Ash Dragon. So Apollon's effect is going to activate. We'll get the Skirmish. Then we can discard any card that you want. You can discard the Wisdom, but sometimes I'd rather keep the Wisdom. So discard just a blank card. And then that's basically you. You set this on the end phase. You get Titaniclide. Get an Ecclesia. Special summon the Ecclesia because it can add to hand or special summon. So just special summon the Ecclesia. And then you can get the Dogmatica Fleur de Lis off of her search. So basically, you'll have a protection from spell and traps for spellcasters, which they all are. You'll have a limit, so I'll just activate this. So you still have Magician Souls, you have the Apollon and the Ash Dragon to be banished, to be able to bring out the Shadow Winder. And then you've also got basically a non-targeting effect veiler in your hand as well, with 2 blank cards. So these could generally be anything. And sometimes if you've not got the life, you'll have the Spellbook of Fate. And with having the Fate in, you've got a Book of Moon effect, or if this gets popped for whatever reason, then it means that you've got 3 for the non-target banish. So it really does combo off, and it's so hard to deal with. Some decks really can't out this kind of board. So I just want to say a big massive thank you to everyone for subscribing, and hopefully after this video you will be convinced to subscribe as well. If there's any tips or anything that you would change in the deck, feel free to let me know, because I'm more than happy to take any advice on board, and I might give you my advice and the reason why I didn't do it. Please remember to subscribe, hit that like button because it really does help, and feel free to comment because it helps with the algorithm as well. So I'll see you in the next one, everyone. Thanks again. Peace.